Hello, Governor Polis. I'm so thankful and excited to have you. If I may introduce you for a minute to give context to our audience as to your support for employee ownership. Governor Polis represented my district in the U.S. House of Representatives and was a strong supporter of the Main Street Employee Ownership Act in 2017, which is a watershed piece of legislation to support employee ownership in cooperatives. Governor Polis ran his gubernatorial campaign on an agenda that included employee ownership as part of an economic platform. In April 2019, Governor Polis signed an executive order to create the U.S. first statewide commission on employee ownership to tackle barriers and to promote employee ownership within the state. I was one of the early appointed commissioners, and I now serve as the chair of the commission. Governor Polis has founded and run several successful businesses that utilize various forms of employee ownership. He's no newcomer to employee ownership. He's been a staunch supporter, advocate for employee ownership. And I believe that Governor Polis is one of the nation's leading governors when it comes to small business and employee ownership. And in the most recent Colorado stimulus package, there's ample support for a broad-based recovery plan. I'm so excited and thankful to be able to introduce you, Governor Polis. It's an honor. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Jason, and thanks for lending all of your great expertise on employee ownership to help our state. And we're super excited about, as you know, looking at some potential corresponding changes to our tax code that can further make it easier, especially for small, mid-sized companies to convert to employee ownership and help put them on a level playing field. Thank you, Jason. You know, there's no question that over the last year, many businesses have faced very difficult challenges in Colorado. But as we look to our state's future, we're very excited about the opportunity to build back our economy stronger than ever before. Recognizing, of course, the central role of the restaurant industry in our state. It's about 10% of the state workforce, 300,000 people. That's why we have not only helped raise money on the outside for helping for outdoor expansion when we're glad that spring is back. We also did a 3-month period of time when restaurants would be able to retain the sales tax they collect. And our proposal, working with the legislature, is to do that again. So we're hoping to have another 2, 3, or 4-month period, hopefully corresponding with sort of the summer high season, where the 3.9% that is collected will not have to be held in custody for the state, but can actually be kept by restaurants. And we know that restaurants function on slim margins, so that 3.9% is a big deal. We're also, by the way, thrilled when local cities and counties also do that with their own local sales tax revenue. They can amplify that 3.9%. They can make it 6, 7%. We are also very excited that we are just about set to be able to successfully vaccinate restaurant workers across the state. Already, obviously, people over 60 that work in any industry are able to get it. We will be announcing later today that will begin March 19th, just 6 days from now, 7 days from now. We will have our large-scale pods and sites going, and we will be ready to vaccinate restaurant workers. Of course, that doesn't mean that everybody in the industry can get it that first day. I wish that was the case, but over the several weeks after that, the beginning on the 19th, we're very excited to be one of the only states that's prioritizing restaurant workers to help make sure that they can feel safe and fully safe in returning to work. And also, we believe, increasing customer confidence, knowing that the wait staff is vaccinated. We've already begun the work around vaccinating some in our food supply chain. Obviously, it's critical for restaurants. JBS in Cargill, hard hit from COVID. They lost 6 people at JBS. I was there last Friday with our terrific Ag Commissioner, Kate Greenberg. We vaccinated over 60% of Cargill employees, thousands at JBS in Greeley. Obviously, many of our restaurants rely on that food supply chain. And we're very excited to continue that work. In addition to the work around the sales tax relief, we also passed and got out through Energize Colorado Gap Fund additional grants to small businesses. Many restaurants participated. We also are looking at re-upping that with a focus on rural, veteran-owned, women-owned, minority-owned businesses in particular, with $15,000 to $20,000 one time per business a very quick, easy way to get it out. We have an enormous opportunity with the stimulus to provide a big bump to help our economy grow back faster than before. We work closely with the Colorado Restaurant Association to establish the Winter Outdoor Dining Fund. We raised $2.4 million for design, construction, and fees and supplies to help restaurants get through winter. I'm proud to say we helped over about 400 restaurants in 30 counties in the state of Colorado. And I know the One in Main Street Phoenix Project's goal is to save restaurants crippled by the pandemic. We share that goal, and also to help successfully relaunch them as worker-owned businesses. And I'm so excited by this transformational opportunity because employee ownership is a real meaningful way to wealth building, income security, really planting deeper roots in Colorado for the employee owners and the company itself. And employee ownership is really an important value, whatever form it takes. In the tech industry that I come out of, everybody got stock options. Every employee, from a clerical employee all the way up to the programmers to the executive suite. Every employee. There's many ways to do it. There's ESOPs, there's co-ops, there's formalized profit sharing, there's stock grants, there's options. We're for all of the above. Tools like the recently launched Employee Ownership Trial Grant, Revolving Loan Fund, and Employee Ownership are absolutely critical. And as I mentioned, I think we have an opportunity to get some tax changes that further enhance the ability of companies to convert to employee ownership. And we still need to really evangelize all the benefits to productivity, to morale, to retention, to success. Our Employee Ownership Grant and Loan Program is a great tool to accelerate support for employee ownership conversions, particularly for restaurants, which are a big part of Main Street Phoenix's strategy. It also helps our goals around racial and gender equity, right? When you look at who owns restaurants, who works in restaurants, moving towards employee ownership helps make sure that we have wealth building in communities of color as well. And that's an important point of convergence with social goals that we have as a society. We announced a bold stimulus with legislative leaders a few days ago. It includes additional tax relief for restaurants, the clear achievable goals that we know that we can get to, really around strengthening small businesses, improving our infrastructure, which no matter what your business is in Colorado, you need roads for people to be able to get there, mass transit opportunities, supporting Colorado families, investing in rural Colorado, including the food supply chain, and developing our workforce. It's really exciting to see the work and the opportunity that we have in all of these areas to be able to make a difference for Coloradans, complementing the federal effort. Whatever the federal government does is always bigger, of course, $1,400 per person, a lot of the other work around the child tax credit. But we're able to give Colorado a unique advantage by investing in workforce development, providing additional tax relief to restaurants and hard-hit businesses, investing in rural economic development and agriculture to build fire resiliency in and support energy workers in transition and increase our agricultural infrastructure. And as more and more vaccines come into our communities, we know that we can be confident in getting back to some degree of normalcy. President Biden said by 4th of July, we'd like to even beat that in Colorado. I think President Biden said that states should open up the vaccine to everybody by May 1st. We expect to beat that. We expect to be the first part of April. We'll have the exact date soon, but we expect that to be the first part of April when it's available to everybody to set up appointments. So it's an exciting time to build back, not the same way, but better, stronger, more equitably than ever before. Employee ownership is a key part of doing that to help with wealth building in diverse communities across our state. I'm now proud to pass it back to Jason and Marisol.
Thank you, Governor Polis. We're so deeply grateful for your support for restaurants, for small business, for employee ownership in the state of Colorado. And the relief efforts that you've promoted will be life-changing for so many people.